Hi and welcome to Atheist News, where our purpose in life is to tell you that there is no purpose in life. This just in. Britain is being plagued by riotous soda cans.
Oh, that makes me so angry!
Controversial atheist YouTuber Pat Condell reporting.
You probably know by now that for the last week or so Britain has been terrorised. The media is full of speculation about why it happened and what is the root cause. Well, that's easy. The root cause is stupidity, a complete lack of imagination, a stunted, feral view of the world that amounts to self-inflicted moral and mental disablement.
Hey everybody! I'm an atheist, and I tell you what, being an atheist on a hot day makes me really thirsty, so I can't wait to take a drink of this lovely, refreshing root beer. Join me, won't you? Oh, that makes me so angry! I can't believe that this would spew all over the place like that.
Pat, what would you say to express your utter indignation at these soda cans that are fizzing like this?
You're inadequate. You've got no backbone, no morals, no knowledge, no intelligence, and you can't be trusted.
These chemicals, random chemicals doing random chemically things. I am so mad right now.
And you'll never make anything of yourselves because there's nothing there to begin with. And for that, you can blame your stupid, ignorant parents.
Parents? Parenting? Come on, Pat. Welcome to the new age, where gay and lesbian soda can unions and divorces, do we really care about the kids in all of this? And what's best for the kids? Why would we want to go back to old traditional values of nurturing soda cans so that they don't fizz? If they're gonna fizz, let's be honest, they're gonna fizz. And who are we to say that they shouldn't? I've got another question for you, Pat. How do you feel about people, human beings, who are instigating and shaking up these soda cans?
You pathetic, pampered, human vermin.
What's going on over here?
What is that? Oh my goodness! Did you do that?
No, there's nothing to see here. This is fine.
That belongs in the can. Chemicals belong
moving.
in the can.
The police will take care of it.
Oh
it's
my
gonna
goodness!
Be fine.
I am calling
There's
the police. Someone arrest this guy.
It's okay.
You did
it's
wrong.
Natural
You
chemical
did wrong.
process.
Pat, why did this happen, and what could we do to prevent it from happening again?
There was nobody there to stop it. And because the people who did it know damn well that if they are caught, they won't be properly punished. That's why it happened.
All I have to do is just get it all. I just need to gather up all the raw ingredients, just the 100% of all the stuff, and it'll be fine.
If we had any kind of justice system worth the name in this country, everyone connected with this riot, anyone convicted of taking part in this riot, would automatically lose entitlement to state benefit for life, and they would have their house demolished. Now that would be justice. And if it violated their human rights, hey, so much the better.
Chemicals have rights!
You know, Pat, this whole idea of judgment and consequence for action sounds a little unloving to me, and who am I to enforce my opinions of right and wrong on others? That would be wrong. Well, we both know that justice and punishment are really just stupid ideas to begin with. After all, they really are just vestiges of our evolutionary history. They're really just delusions of the mind because, after all, there is no objective moral standard. Really, we're just chemicals and animals that got together over billions of years, and of course we're going to fizz the way we're going to fizz, and even if you get angry at fizzing going on this way, even you getting angry at other people fizzing, well, you're just fizzing in your own way, and fizz is cool. Fizz is cool. So, I'm done with this. This is stupid. I'm just done. Can you tell me what is the difference in a materialist worldview? What is the difference between a bunch of chemicals in a soda can, or a bottle, and a bunch of chemicals in a skull?
Well, according to the atheist worldview, there should be no difference whatsoever. Because you're just a chemical reaction, I'm just a chemical reaction, the things that are going on in our heads, our thought processes, are just chemical reactions. We're all just rearranged pond scum. Nothing really matters.
So it's very hard to place a value judgment on how the soda ought to behave when it is shaken up, because it's just obeying the laws of physics.
In the atheist worldview, there's no such thing as the word ought. There can be no such thing.
No, it just is. This is how it's performing, and it couldn't possibly perform another way because the laws of physics, according to the atheist, are unviolatable.
Yep, things just happen. Things just are the way they are, and that's the way it is.
So if someone riots,
then that would be a strange chemical reaction as well, but it would just be a chemical reaction.
so it's very hard to say you ought not to have done that because, well, how could they have acted otherwise?
So the slippery slope that the atheist is on is they're trying to argue for a random, chaotic, happen-chance kind of existence. But in doing so, they're trying to stand on logic and order and absolute morality and...
Because you hear Pat use words like, well, murder.
Who've been murdered.
And he uses it, as if it's a bad thing.
Yeah, what's a bad thing?
And he uses words like justice.
Justice.
And punishment.
Punished.
He is screaming for justice. He craves justice. Just like everyone who calls himself an atheist, they ultimately crave justice.
Because if this fizz is wrong, well, bloody murder.
Yeah. And craving for justice, that really shows at the foundational level that, hey, they're not really as atheists as they would like us to believe. There's no such thing as an atheist or an agnostic. They know that there's a God. They're just suppressing the truth and unrighteousness.
And they prove that because they're acquainted with judgments, absolutes, standards, which could never be accounted for in strict materialism. Because you can't impose a judgment on a strictly material object.
Yep. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever. For me to say that you ought to have fizzed a different way, well, what is that telling me about my beliefs of the soda can? That means I believe that this thing actually has a choice, and that if it chooses wrong, that I should judge it, and that it is wrong, and that there is such a thing as morality. And you know what? The funniest thing he says is that the people who did this have a rabid view of the world. What was his exact words?
I think he said feral.
A feral view of the world. Well, gee, what could possibly give you a feral view of the world? Maybe it's believing that you're an animal and that there is no such thing as moral absolutes and that whatever you do, if you want to sell drugs and that's the easy way to survive, then why not? Why the heck not?
Yeah, so the people that actually take up arms and they go out there and they're doing this rioting and they're brutalizing and murdering, those are the people that are going to survive. So according to the evolutionary process, that's survival of the fittest. So they're the ones who are going to continue to propagate the species, whereas the weaker ones, like Pat Condell,
Should be
I guess
killed
they're
off.
going to be killed off. And essentially, Pat Condell is right. But
There should be justice. Yes, there should. But that's because there are moral absolutes, and
Yeah,
what these
so-
people did is wrong.
yeah, so as Christians, we understand that there should be justice. We understand that there should be order. We understand that there shouldn't be murder. There shouldn't be rioting. There shouldn't be killing and stealing. There should be peaceful living together. People should be civil to each other. There is a moral absolute. But all that fits only into the biblical Christian worldview.
So what
it
we're
doesn't
really-
make sense.
What we're
anywhere
saying
else.
is the atheist is standing on the Christian worldview.
He's trying
and
to.
He's trying to, when he should. Really what he should say is, I'm an atheist, this is just a bunch of chemicals doing stuff, I have no reason to get upset, everything's just going to pass away anyways, it doesn't really matter in the big scheme of things, and if people die, whatever, they're going to die anyways. So Pat, what is the root cause of atheism in your worldview?
The root cause is stupidity, a complete lack of imagination, a stunted, feral view of the world that amounts to self-inflicted moral and mental disablement.
You know, the only worldview feral enough to make humans act like animals is the one that believes that humans come from animals. Because that gives no basis for believing that murder and stealing is wrong.
Hey, Pat, I would be willing to bet that most of the people that are out there doing the rioting are actually subscribers to your videos and to your worldview. What you gonna do about that?